Hey, thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Saturated Canary image called Yes, Cry Over Spilled Coffee. Isn't she cute? This will be for my Color Wednesday blog post of May 11th, 2016. I will put a link down in the description box to the cute little image and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I printed my image out on Nina 80-pound solar white cardstock, and the little sentiment here I made up on my computer and printed it when I printed the girl out. So let's color. So let's start out by outlining our girl, and for that I'm going to use C00, and I'm just going to go all the way around. So let's start down here at her shoe and work our way up. And I usually do this first so I don't have to worry about getting any on her or mixing with the colors and having it bleed out. If I do it first, I can erase it right off of her, and I don't have to worry, you know, if I touch something else, dragging it out into my image. Makes it super easy. And just by using the cute little light color here, it makes it pop off the page just a little bit. And when it's dry, you will hardly see it. I'm going to go around her curls for her hair. And I'm just letting the pen go as far out as it wants. I'm not really being too careful about it. I'll go back up here. And this one here has some that goes, this cute little piece right here is separate. It's kind of like poking out away from her head. And we'll work our way back down to this other side. And even though I'm going to put a shadow down here, I'm going to go ahead and go around and connect the little dots there. And then I also want to do my coffee, my spilled coffee. So let's go right around here and do our cup. So next, let's do her skin. For that, we're going to use E21, E00, E000, and for her cheeks, I'm going to use R43 and R20. Let's go ahead and start down here on her foot. So I'm going to start with my E21, and I am going to go right along the edge of her pant leg, and then down the front of her foot and over like this. And then she's got her ankle right here, so I'm going to give that a little dab of color. And then I'm going to add E00. So let's just bring this up here, maybe go along her shoe. And then I'm going to go over the whole thing with my E000 and fill in that cute little white spot. And then I'm going to go over here and do the same thing on this side. So again, I'm going to go with E21 first. And I'm going to go underneath of her pants. And she's got a little dip right here where her foot is up, so I'm going to give that a little bit of extra, drag it out there. And let's bring this up like this. And then we'll go with E00. And then I'm going to take my E000 and fill it the rest of the way in. But I also take this and go clear across her foot. And let's go up here and we will do her arms. So again, start with E21. And right here on this arm, she's got a little bit back here where her hair is touching her arm where it's bent. So I'm going to go ahead and add that right here. And then for her hand, let's do along her thumb. And I'm going to give a little extra there on her wrist. And we're going to come down here towards her elbow. And then let's do underneath of her fingers. And a little dab right along the edge. And then right in here, her bracelet isn't covering up all of her skin, so I'm just going to swipe that. Then I'm going to go with E00. I go ahead and fill in those fingers. They're pretty small. And I colored right over the top of those bracelets. And I'm going to add a little dab right back here to this back part of her arm. And then I'm going to use E000 to go over the entire thing. Okay, and then let's do this other arm. So again, I'm going to start with my E21. And let's see here. Let's do a little dab. And I'm just using just the very tip of my pen, giving a really small line right next to her body. Let's go underneath that bracelet, underneath of her shirt. I got a little bit there on her sweater, but I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to color that red. So I'll cover right over that. And then we'll use our E000 to go over the entire thing. Okay, let's go up here and work on her neck. So again, let's do E21. And I'm going to do right underneath of her chin and right here on her clavicle, just a little dab. And let's do a little bit of shadow over here next to her sweater. And then we're going to do E00. And then our E000 to fill it in. Then we'll go up here to her face. So again, I've grabbed E21. And I'm going to do a little dab inside of her ear here first. And then I'm going to go down right next to her bangs on this side. Down to her chin. Then I'm going to go with E00. Let's go ahead and add a little dab here to her ear. And we're going to bring this side down over here. And then I'm going to brush this out. And I'm going to go over the top of her lip here. Around this eye. Like that. And then I'm going to take E000 and fill in this spot. And I'm not worried that it's not blended because I want to add her cheek color. And then I'm going to go back. So let's do R43 first. And this one, I'm just going to add a little bit over here because her hair is kind of obscuring that side. And then we'll add R20. And then I'm going to go with E00. Flick right over the top of that cheek. And over the top of this one, I'm going to go underneath her nose. And we'll just soften this line up here a little bit. And then we'll take our E000 and go over the entire thing. Next, let's do her lips and her eyes. For lips, we're going to use RV34, and then for eyes, I'm going to use YG97 and 93. I'm going to start with her lips with RV34, and I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to very carefully dab my pen into her lip area, because they're pretty small on my printed out one. That. And then for her eyes, I'm going to use YG97, and she's just got a little bit of white around the black pupil. So I'm going to do a little dab up here at the top of each circle. And it's pretty hard to see. I should have maybe made it a little bit bigger. There we go. And then I'm going to take my YG93 and just fill in this bottom section. For her hair, we're going to use E44, 43, and 42. I'm going to start with my E44. And let's go ahead and start down here on the end of her braid. And she's got a little hair bow there, so don't color that. And maybe a little dab over here. Okay, and then for each of the cute little braided sections, I'm just going to use the lines that Krista put here for us as my guide for my dark spots. And then here's a little piece of hair that's coming from behind. And here's a little section. Okay, and then let's go up here next to her face. And then where it's coming out from behind her hand. And I'm going to do a little dab right next to her hand so I don't accidentally color it. That gives me something to pull off of. And let's see here. How about over here where it's looking like it's dipping down behind? And then how about right here where it's going behind this little section? And then for her part up here, okay, and then let's go do this side over here. So again, let's go, whoops, let me turn her around this way. Let's go away from her part. I didn't go as much over here. And then I'm going to do a little dab right here where it looks like it's coming from behind this top section. And then of course right here where it's coming out from behind her head. And maybe a little dab on this little curl right here. Okay, then we're going to grab E43, and we're just going to add some more colors. Let's start down here at this cute little pigtail at the bottom of her ponytail again. And then we'll work our way up her braid. Fill in this cute little section right there. Okay, and then I'm going to use my E42 to finish filling it in. And if you'd like to add some white or leave white in there, go ahead and do that. I think it always looks terrible, so I just try to fill it the rest of the way in. Occasionally I get it to look fine with the white left. Rarely. Here, up like that. And then I'm going to go back with my E44 and add a few little dark spots back in. So it doesn't look quite so washed out. For her undershirt, let's use Y26 and 21. And I'm going to start with my Y26. And she's got a little bit of it showing right here at the top of her top shirt. I'm going to give that a little color. And then I'm going to go right along the bottom of her top shirt. And then I'm going to flick down each of these little stripes that she's got there. And then I'm just going to fill it in with my Y21. For her top shirt, we're going to use C1 and C00. I'm going to start with my C1. And let's do a little dab right next to her sweater or her coat. All the way down here to the bottom. And then I want to do these swirls. And then let's do over here on this side, again a small line next to that sweater or her coat. And I'm going to do a little bit underneath of her chest there. And then over here, I want it to have a little swoop. The same for this side. And then I'm going to take my C00 and just fill it in. I want to make sure to touch down or touch that C1 so that it kind of softens that edge. I'm going to go back with C1 and put the shadows for this shirt back in here. For our pants, we're going to use B99, 97, 95, 93, and 91. So let's start with B97. And for that, I'm going to go up here underneath of her shirt. And then let's go ahead and go down the center of her pants. And I'm going to go up the top of this cuff, and then I'm going to do a little dab around her knee. And then I'm going to grab B95. So I want to touch down on top of your B97. And I'm just going to flick this out. So a little bit, and around that knee. And I'm going to go with B93. And I'm going to do it a second time so I'm not worried that it's not blending. I'm just putting down a top coat. And then B91. And since I'm going to do a second coat, I'm going to leave some white out here. Okay, and then let's grab B97 again. Just work our way back down, doing a second layer. And then B95. And then B93. And then I'm going to fill it in with my B91. And just so I don't color outside the lines, I'm going to flick back towards the center. And then I'm just going to swirl over the entire thing. Okay, so for the other leg, let's go ahead and grab B97 again. And just like this other side, we are going to go right along the cuff and then up around that knee. And then we'll do B95. And then B93. And again, we're going to do a second coat, so don't worry if it's not blended all the way. And then B91. And again, I'll leave some white out here. I'm going to go back again with B97. Turn her a little bit more here. And around that knee. And then B95. B93. And then B91 to fill it in. And again, like the other side, I'm going to go back towards the center so I don't color outside the lines, hopefully. And then I just want to swoosh over the entire thing. And let's do a little bit more up here. Then I'm going to take my B99, which was my darkest color, and let's just add a little bit of this, and I'm just using the very tip of my pen. And we're just going to put a little bit of that shadows back in. Give it a little bit darker color there. Go around her knee. And I think I'll go up here and do up here underneath it for a shirt. And then let's go down here and do her knee. And the inside of her pant leg. That. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to do the cuffs of her pants. So I'm going to grab B95. And I'm going to go down the inside. Try to be careful. But I want to bring this little crease out. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing. So let's go right down. I'm going to draw my line first so I don't go out of the lines. And then exaggerate this crease. And then we're going to have B93. And B91. For our shoes, we're going to use W10, 8, 6, and 4, and then for the soles, we're going to use W00. So I'm going to start with my W10, and let's do, and I'm going to actually, since I don't ever hardly use W10, I'm going to pop the other end off of my marker. Hopefully that will avoid the big blobby drip. And we're just going to come down. That. Whoops. And then we'll grab W8. And we're just going to soften that edge, so I'm just going to dab right along the edge. And then W6. And then we'll use our W4 to fill that in. Let's go over here and do this shoe. So again, I'm going to start with W10. And again, I better remember to pop the other end off just in case. And we're going to bring this down along the back. And over here to the side. And then we're going to go with W8. I think I'll bring this up just a little bit more. And then W6. And then W4. And then we'll take our W00, and I'm just going to fill in the sole on the shoes. Then as long as I got the W's out, let's grab W2, and let's give her something, a little bit of shadow underneath her shoes. So for that, we're going to use W4 and W2. Let me see, where's W4? Here's W4. And over here, I'm just going to give it a little bit like that. And let's do this side. I'm going to go around the sole first so I don't accidentally color her foot. And then we'll take W2, and I'm going to go ahead and go clear up to this line that's for the wall. And a little dab over here. And I also want to go back with my W4 and just add a little bit of those shadows back in. Let's hop up here and do her sweater, but first let's do this bracelet on this side over here. For that I'm going to use Y28. And I'm not doing anything fancy, I'm just going to fill that in, so it's kind of wide. The other ones I didn't color. So for her sweater and the coffee cup, we're going to use R39, 37, and 35. I'm going to start with R39. And let's go ahead and do this side first, and I'm just going to do a small line right next to her hand. And then I'm going to add R37. And there's not much space up here, so I'm going to fill in that top section and then bring it down here onto the sweater or coat, whichever. And then I'm going to fill in this little dabby part right here with R35. And as long as I have my R35 and I'm thinking about it, I'm going to color this hair bow. Otherwise I'll completely forget, I know. Okay, so for the other side, let's go with R39 again. And I'm going to the bottom of her sleeve, and then I'm going to bring that bottom of her sleeve up here to her collar, and then I want to go down the inside of her sweater. And there's a couple little wrinkles right here. I'm going to exaggerate those, And I want to fill in the underside of her sweater. And then let's do like that. But also I want to bring this side out just a little bit. Then I'm going to add R37. And then we'll fill it in with our R32. Add a little bitty spot here, so I'm going to hold my pen more upright so I can just use the tip. And let's hop down here and do the coffee cup. So again, I'm going to go with R39 first. And let's do inside the coffee cup here. And then I'm going to color the rim, with W00. So I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm going to do a line here across the bottom. And then I want to flick up away from that line. Next, I'm going to add R37. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the center section, or the inside of the cup. And then we want to flick and then R35 to finish it off. Careful across the top here. Okay, so let's add our W00 to the rim of our cup. There's not much there, so I'm going to try to be careful. And try not to track your red with your pin. You don't want to move that around to somewhere else. Okay, and for the wrapper here, and for the lid, we're going to use E81 and E40. So I'm going to start with E81. Let's go up here. And then for the lid, let's do along the bottom here. And then I'm going to darken this up, so let's give it a second coat. And then I'll add some E40. And to the wrapper up on the top. And then I'm going to take my E81 and make it a little bit darker down here on the bottom again. That. Then for the coffee, I'm going to use E44 and E43. I'm going to start with my E44. And there's a little bit on this side of the cup. I'm going to go out here where it spills out. And let's see, let's go around this cup. And maybe a little dab in here. And then we're going to fill it in with our E44 or 43. So there is our beautiful Yes, Cry Over Spilled Coffee image, all colored up. Didn't she turn out pretty? I love her. I'm going to add some Spica glitter pin to her hair to add some sparkles. So if you would like to see the finished card, you will head over to the store blog for the May 14th, 2016 post, and it will be there. You can see what I did with this cute little image. But I also, before I did this one, for the card, I actually colored this cutie up. I decided maybe she needed to have something to stand against, so I drew, let me see if I get a little bit further away here. I drew a wall behind her with my Copic multiliner and my ruler, and I just did some lines, and I gave a little piece of trim here at the top and then drew these in. And then for the boards, I just squiggled some E71, E70, W1, W0, and W00 to make the wood look all woody. I don't know what to call it. But I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, make sure to leave me a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.